Okay, this is one of our metal cutting band saws. We have two in the department. The other one is located in room 110, the sheet metal lab. And you can see the bandsaw. We're only using two of the wheels of this bandsaw right now. Shorter blades, less expensive, and we get just about the same usage. If we were using this more, we might go with all three wheels and a longer blade. I'm not going to go over some of the other features of the bandsaw. This particular bandsaw, it has a welder. It has a device in the back that you could hook up here and automatically feed material in, but we won't be doing that. What you will be doing is you'll need to mark where you want to cut your line. So you can do that with a variety of ways. You can make a measurement with a ruler where you want it. Remember, we always deal in decimal inches. And another way to do it is to take your digital caliper, and one of the videos shows a way of doing it where you measure the length that you want, and you can actually, on aluminum, scribe a little line with the edge of your caliper. Better than that, though, is to put your metal up against that part of it, and you can then draw your line. And if you really wanted to, you should use a combination square to draw that straight all the way through the material. And if you really wanted to, you can take a metal scribe and actually scratch a nice sharp line in there. As with any cutting, you need to think about, you don't want to cut straight on the line that you cut. You want to cut on one side or the other. Figure out which side is going to be your waste, and cut on the side, one side off of it. Now, one of the other things you have to make sure that you're doing is you get the upper guide just above the material you're going to cut. You don't want it way up at the top if you're cutting something thin, because then it's bad on the blade and it'll wobble and you won't be able to get it. But if your piece is too thick, you're going to run into it. Adjustments made on the back. It's pretty obvious what it is. Speed, as with most metal cutting saws like this, you pretty much set it at one speed and let it go, although you can adjust the speed. So if you're cutting steel, you could slow it down. You're cutting plastic, you could speed it up, although if you're cutting plastic, I would recommend using the wood bandsaws for that. Okay. Without any further ado, I'm going to be cutting just on the left side of the line that I've marked in. And of course, safety glasses. I'm being a little awkward to be able to give the camera a little bit better vision of it. And there's a couple of things. You don't want to be right in front of the blade. I mean, that's kind of obvious. But if you look carefully, it's probably hard to see. I am just on the side of the line, not cutting through it. But luckily, metal cutting bandsaws go pretty slow. Wood bandsaws go a lot faster, and it's easier to forget where you are and have your finger go into the blade, but it's pretty hard to do that with a metal cutting saw. And there we go. Cut the piece apart. And turn it off. And there it is. Now we'll proceed to take the piece that we've cut here and take it to the milling machine for further operation. Cleanup here is pretty straightforward. Take the shavings, put them in the trash can that's nearby. Wipe down the things that you've touched, so long as we're in coronavirus time warp. Leave that out. I will sanitize that. Actually, what we'll do is we've got enough pieces that everybody will have their own little pieces. Wipe down the table with a disinfecting wipe and, of course, the buttons. And that should be all that you will have touched out here. Of course, the brush, you're going to be sanitizing that, but you can take that back with you. These are your calipers. Go through the protocol of what other devices you would be touching here and how to sanitize them. Got your part. You're ready to go.